All right. A little late today, but that's fine. Anyways, good morning. Today is September 9th of 2024, and let's go over last week's price action real quick before we go over this week. So last week I had expected price to draw lower. That's exactly what happened. Same thing here. The reason we drew lower is because we were expecting, we were expecting various price action. And the reason why I expected that was because here, the previous day on Thursday, price swept the high. ES didn't, so that's SMT on the daily first stage. Then SMT on the 1 hour, going off NFP news release. NFP swept the intraday afternoon high on off of Thursday on ES, and on the NQ it didn't. Higher high, lower high, ES. On the 4 hour, you can clearly see that there is an order block followed by a rejection propulsion block here and here. Okay, I did not notice that on that day, but I still expected a lower price action. um, so there's that. Once price started right off the open, I was very confused, and I don't know why. I was just a little, I guess you can say, impulsive. But thankfully, my impulsiveness did not get the better of me, and I decided to, I guess you can say, take a step back. And I realized that my bias was even though my bias was bearish, I was thinking about taking longs for some reason. I don't know. And again, that's just impulsiveness coming at me. And I'm glad that I was able to fight that, because otherwise I would have ended up, I would have ended up doing just something retarded. But anyways, I did catch a short during the live stream, and the short was based off of the fact that price had displaced lower, and I knew that price would continue drawing lower, at least into the pre-market lows here on ES. Why? Uh, because we had a sweep above the high of intraday high, displacement lower, a retrace into 50% of the range, and I caught the short right over here, covering into these lows and these lows here on 3 contracts. Um, right, here we go. Right, here we go. Right, caught it off of here. Actually, I think it was this one right here. And we had a balance. This right here is a balanced price range, meaning that each one of these gaps were filled. Balanced price range, then price drew lower. So it was a pretty good trade. Coming into the afternoon, I had expected price to retrace and then complete the low of the day, because when you have a day like that, when you have a one-sided day, you one of the rules is to expect the lower high of day to be drawn into the close of day. And so I came in for the 1400 macro, didn't see anything, because what I wanted to do was I wanted to catch a short. Yeah, I wanted to catch a short. Came into the day, and there was nothing on that 1 hour. As you can see here, nothing on the 1 hour to make a decision off of, but there was something on the 15-minute. Here, I don't see anything, but you see this big up move. That I'll use as a dealing range right here. Dealing range high, dealing range low. Okay, so once I saw that, even though this was the high, I started looking at what price was doing here after this order block was drawn. As you can see here, price kept rejecting this area, right? Price kept rejecting this area, and so you have this order block that you want to see get rejected going into the end of the day. And what you want to see again is you want to see it getting rejected, but you also want to see a dealing range get swept here, get drawn here. The dealing range is important because that kind of gives you a indication as to where price might draw into before it completely rejects. And so that's what I started seeing here. I did not see no sweeps here. Did see a tiny sweep here, but didn't really tell me anything on the 5 minutes. So then I swept. I started paying attention to the 1 minute, and I noticed that prior to this run here, this was the dealing range here, right? From this high to this low here, price came in, did not sweep this high, so this order block was still holding price down. And again, no entry here, nothing. So you just keep waiting until you see something that makes sense. And when 3 time frames are in alignment with one another, that's when you start looking to actually take a trade. And as you can see here, first you had a rejection off a 15-minute order block, rejected here. Then you have a 5-minute order block rejection here. This becomes the dealing range, and as you can see here, price continually failed to close above extreme discount, meaning that we might not visit this high here. Here we swept a swing low first, swing high, that's a double purge into extreme discount, order block, different types of confluence here, right? Different types of confluence. Then here you get a setup on the 1 minute. Because what happens on the higher time frame will happen on the lower time frame. Purge of double purge here. Same thing here. Swing high, swing low, sweep, draw higher, purge of the high. You get an inverted here. I entered right here, covered into this area here. Had a pretty good day on 3 points on 3 contracts here, and I called it a day. Now, over the weekend, I did take a studying course. Not a studying course. I did review this trade, and honestly, I should have kept one because when price reaches, because I knew that price would sweep these lows, because these are relative equal lows. So you know that price is going to do that. You know price is going to reach to these lows, but I ended up covering at the swing high. Why? Because of yesterday. Because of the previous day's price action. The previous day, similar move. Got scared out again. Actually, no, I didn't get scared out of it. I actually covered one here and held on to one and actually covered up to this area because I thought this high would get swept. But when you have a setup like this, you have to trust it. You have to leave the stop, leave it alone until it starts closing below 50% of the range, because you trust that price will run towards relative equal lows, and that if price has a one-sided day, price will draw the low of day towards the end of the day. And so that ended up being my last trade of the day. Actually, only 2 trades that day. Came out pretty nicely, so I'm happy about that. So what am I expecting today and this week? This week I'm expecting for a draw higher into an imbalance and then a draw lower to take out sell side. And what I mean by sell side is either this low or this low, this low or this low here. I do believe that we have a chance to get down here, but I don't know if it happens today. What I do believe this week is I do believe that we draw an imbalance up here somewhere, and then price continues drawing lower. So I would like for an imbalance to remain open here. Today, right, and then during CPI, news, I do expect the high of the week to get drawn, and then for the draw lower to happen. Right, on the 4 hour we do have price drawn into an imbalance. It already drew into 50% of the range. It already is at above consequent encroachment. It already is above well, this one isn't yet. So we are above consequent encroachment here on ES, but we are not on NQ. We haven't drawn into 50% of the range. On ES we did. But given the fact that this gap is wide, I choose to use the 1 hour today. And the 1 hour, as you can see here, we have this high here. On ES, I already drew into it, so that's SMT. So I do expect price to sweep this low at least going into the 930 swing. And I do have a trade idea which I'm waiting to see to see it come alive. If it does, if it doesn't, then that's fine too. So what I am expecting is something along the lines of this. Draw higher, sweep, lower, sweep, sweep here. Now, I'm trying to catch it up here, and I want to see if I can cover it here and maybe hold a couple of contracts to cover it down here at 50% of the range. This is my only objective right now, 50% of the range. If it draws lower, then great, that's fine too, but I do expect it to come back if it draws lower, sweeping these lows, to come back at least to 50% of this range. So after that, I don't care what happens after that. The only thing I care about is catching a high, a short from up here to down here for the next swing. Um, I would prefer it if ES swept this high, but not NQ, because if that happens, then that would be SMT on both time frames, on both pairs. And the reason why I'm looking for that is because right now we have swing high, swing low on the 1 hour, swing high, swing low on the 1 hour. And if I'm expecting bearish prices, then I am looking for something on the 15-minute. On the 15-minute, we have nothing thus far. We have a sweep of the high, sweep of the low, but I am looking for another sweep to catch a short, because when you are expecting bearish price action, you want a sweep of the lows first, and then a sweep of the highs. But that's on the 1 hour. On the 15-minute, we already have that. On the 15-minute, we don't have that yet. Actually, we do here. And if I were sold on that, then I would expect a sweep of this right here for me to want to catch a long, but I didn't see that, so no long. So we'll see. We'll see off the open what happens. I want to see a sweep of this high here, and then I want to see my entry pattern get drawn up. So that's the only play I have for now. If price continues to draw higher, then I won't look to enter that trade. Let's just make sure that I see what I'm looking for here. If I miss this and price does not sweep this high, then I will be looking maybe to enter down here somewhere for a completion of this market maker sell model. But I would actually like to catch this market maker sell model if it sweeps the high. If it doesn't, then no worries. I'll just stay out of the market today, because yesterday on Friday we had a long down day, and what price likes to do is, again, it likes to set up seek and destroy profiles on the next day, and we had a long day, but overnight we had a one-sided move. So this right here is expansion. So we might get seek and destroy, meaning the price sweeps highs, sweeps lows, keeps on sweeping highs and lows all day, meaning it consolidates going into a big news release. So that's what I'm expecting. That's why I want to get short up here, cover into this down move here to finish my day, and that would give me what, 64, 47, about 20 points. But again, that all deals with sweeping this high first. If it doesn't sweep again, no trade idea for me. I'd rather just stay out of the market for now to see if maybe we get something going into the afternoon session. And if not, then I'm not taking any trades today. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's see how price develops. All right, so it does look like we're going to sweep the high. Okay. All right, that's the open. We should respect, if we are going to sweep this high, we should respect this gap, meaning that we should not break below this right here. We should respect this order block here, along with this this area here. So we'll see. And if we don't, then that's just too bad, I guess. Oh, actually, this is an inverse now, so I can go ahead and delete this. There we go. And we're about to sweep. So I think we may get a good I think we may get a good setup on the 1 hour on during the 10 o'clock macro. If not now, actually, let's take a look. Okay, so we do have SMT at the highs. Now what I want to see is I want to see a what do you call that? I want to see a gap get drawn. Either one of these two. It looks like NQ is also going to sweep. Almost did up here. It may not though, so that may be SMT. And it swept. Okay, so now we have two sweeps. That's fine still. Okay, so what I'm looking for now is an unwillingness of price to draw higher, because technically we still do have SMT at the highs. Um, so let's just keep watching. Okay, so I'm not looking at this SMT. I'm actually looking at the SMT from where is it? Right here, between this high and this high here. So now both have already swept into 50% of the range. So I'm just watching, like I said. ES seems to be rejecting it more, but again, I want to see it reject into the 10 o'clock macro. Okay, 5 minutes about to close. The fact that we are closing above this kind of makes it a little less likely for me. But this is just a 5 minute. I want to see it on the 15 minute. I want to see how it closes down here, or if it closes down here. These are old highs, so I don't want to see this old high get respected. I want to see it get violated. Okay, so we do have a gap here that it's respecting so far. Nice. Okay. All right. So I want to see how this gets respected. Let's take a look at the 1 hour. Again, I'm looking at the higher time frame to base my trade on the lower time frame. We're still on the 4 hour gap here, so that's why I'm bearish for now. Okay, that's fine. So what I'm looking for right now is I want to see a what do you call that? Swing high, swing low, get drawn. We're 12 minutes away from the macro, so that gives me 12 candles to decide and see what it wants to do. What is YM doing? I always forget about YM. Okay, so YM is already drawing lower. Just needs NQ to catch up. I see the swing high here. Swing low. I would like it if this swing high. Okay, so it just broke. Still SMT here. Actually, let's do this that way. No, actually, I don't need to do that because there's already something here. I don't see anything I like just yet. Um, okay, all right, we have a sweep. Now I want to see it react still. This is fine. I'm okay with this. The reason why I haven't done anything yet is because even though this would honestly look like a good entry, this right now becomes a swing high, swing low for me. So what I'm looking for now is just consolidation, continued consolidation into a reversal. So I want to see something along the lines of maybe something like this. And then we get a sweep here, sweep, displacement, entry. Where is my looking for a model that I like watching. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Okay, well, so far that's what I'm seeing, just consolidation. Let's take a look at the 5 minute here. Still nothing either. We do have, okay, so we do have a swing high, similar concept. So I just want to see what it does. The thing that will sell my trade idea is the displacement. The sweeps, though they're valuable onto my as to whether I take the trade or not, the deciding factor will be the displacement. But right before I see the displacement, I want to see a couple other signatures in price action to see if my logic is still sound. If it's not, then obviously I won't take a trade. Okay, so we're about to close on the 15 minute. Okay, so we are getting time distortion here. Time distortion is made so that people jump into the market. So right now you have a lot of undecided individuals who are looking to jump into the market and they're thinking the price is going to draw lower. And when that happens, price will probably sweep the low and immediately draw higher to sweep the high. And if price does that, that means it's taking out the sell stops first, trying to instigate a lot of buyers to jump into the market. And then it's going to draw higher, instigating those buyers to sell their positions or to hold on to their positions. Um, and a lot of people that went short are probably covering because the high was swept. And then once that high gets taken, that's when the displacement happens, and then everybody gets stopped out, and only smart money stays in the trade. And so that's why I'm looking for those types of signatures in price action. Because right now, as you can see here, it's not necessarily a swing low gets swept yet. So just still watching to see what it does. This could be a lower time frame execution here. So that might be it, but again, I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for displacement. And this to me does not look like displacement just yet, unless you're going to cover here. So I wouldn't be surprised if this down move gets taken back up. So again, that's time distortion. It's instigating people into jumping into the market. I want to see a candle maybe close up here and then the sweep of this low to happen. But if this happens, then that's fine too. I'm looking for this to be an inversion. And as you can see, price is still respecting that. So we might get the sweep now. I guess not. So still just watching for now. Okay. Still nothing just yet. All right. Okay. So now we're in the macro. I still don't like any of this. So I would like the sweep to happen. I like how the 15-minute closed right here. Very bearish here. Here, not so much, but still not as not as bullish as you would expect also. So now we are getting a draw higher. So still just watching for now. Okay, so now we have a sweep of both highs and lows. Actually, no, not on ES. Okay, so we are leaving a gap here. I would like that gap to be the entry if I get in. And if I get in, then my stop will be 25.25 points. Okay, so that means, yeah, this is the swing high, swing low here for me. 3 drive pattern. Okay, so now we have a gap. ES, not so much. We are about to draw into consequent encroachment up here. $35 points. Okay. I don't want to see price come back up here. I want to see it completely close below here. There we go. Well, so far it's respecting it. I want to see it violated. Couple more seconds. 53, okay. Okay. 53.25. $87.75, but I want to see it close below here first. We are leaving a gap here. That could be a breakaway gap. Okay. Nothing yet. There we go. All right, so I don't want price to come back up here. All right, I'm going to take 3 contracts there with the anticipation that we will draw below here. My stop is up here. Okay, I'm in. Come on. All right. So again, my target is the low, the swing low down here. And if I get stopped, then I get stopped. The 1 hour is supporting my my trade bias. The 15 minutes supports it. I just don't like how it's still reaching up here higher. We do have tiny SMT, but that all remains to be seen. We have about 3 minutes until the close on the 1 hour. All right, let's put my stop though. I think it's 87.50. Okay. All right, so my stop is set. So whatever happens between now and then, oh, it's up to the just price action now. So I'm in it now. It is my decision is a bit anticipatory, so yes, that's the only thing I don't like. So we'll see. Okay, so it looks like I may get stopped here. That's unfortunate. Uh, Darn. Okay. All right, so I did get stopped there. Not a bad loss. I did see the setup. Well, up until this point, there was a setup, but no actual execution drawn just yet because there is a price did not close below this area here. So I may be enticed to maybe give it one more try, but again, it has to be with an actual setup. So if I do enter, I will be looking to enter here as long as price closes below it. So let's just watch and see. The fact that the 15-minute close very bullish is now kind of giving me doubts on my trade idea, but I'm still expecting a seek and destroy type of day, so we'll see. There is no gap on ES. And the 1 hour just closed, by the way, so the 1 hour is not telling me anything. 30 points again, so I might give it another shot. But so far it is respecting that. Again, it has to close below here. I want to see a sweep of um, NQ and ES. The reason why is because we are on the hourly right now, and one of them, well, they're both in sync right now. Okay, come on. All right, perfect. Okay, so now we have a sweep of ES on the 1 hour, and Q nothing. Okay, so we have SMT there. This is the 1 hour SMT I'm talking about, where price swept ES but not NQ. 9 o'clock candle, 10 o'clock candle. Okay, so I just took another short. I want to see price close below this right here. It already did here. Close below here. So I want to see that run. All right, just added another one. And I will add a final one here. My stop is this high now. 5 more seconds. Okay, we didn't close below here, but I wanted to stay below here. If it trades above, then I will be less likely to stay on this trade. Okay, This might be that inverse I was looking at. But if it trades higher, then because what I'm looking for is I'm looking for um, an immediate reaction. I'm not looking for price to do this in this area. So we have one more high on ES, one more high on NQ. I mean a lower high on NQ. So I like that. So far so good. Beautiful. So if price draws lower, then this swing low should get immediately just swept through. Okay, so it should no longer come up here. Yeah, I'm not liking that. Really not liking how it's not immediately rejecting. Yep, not liking that at all. Yep, not liking that at all. All right. Wait, is this 50% of the range? It is. All right, so I'm gonna keep my stop. Yeah, I'm gonna keep my stop up here. If it closes above this, then I'll get out. It should respect this consequent encroachment. How it touched it? Nope, it's not. Come on. Couple more minutes, couple more seconds before the close. Let's take a look at the 5-minute here. Yep, I definitely don't like how it drew here, but just still holding out to see how it draws. Yep, I don't like that. We swept this high. All right, got stopped again. Darn. Okay. Okay, so not a bad day. With just those two trades alone, I mean, my loss is still, I think, 1/3 of my loss limit of the day. So I'm going to call it a day there. I think price may look to draw higher. If that's the case, then I might be wrong on my week's bias, because the thing is, this right here is an order block, and this is a propulsion block. So if price is still bearish, then it should reject this area. So that's what I'm looking for this week. I'm looking for price to reject this area. Obviously, we didn't get it here, and we didn't get it here yet. And the fact that we just closed literally the whole gap um, on the daily is not necessarily giving me bearish vibes still. Yep. So yeah, I mean, again, the fact that we are about to close this gap here, it's not giving me bearish vibes. So I'm gonna call it there. I I think I'm gonna stay away from the afternoon session because, especially since I believe that now price is looking to sweep or liquidate session highs. So if it does that, then I might have to think about my bias for the week. But again, that all depends on how today closes. I want to see price reject this inverse here and this inverse here. I didn't draw it, but let's draw it now. Or this inverse up here. So either one of these two will be best because I mean I am still bearish, but for the week we I don't know, we might come back up to revisit this area up here, which I would not like, because if it does that, then the sentiment changes for me, because then this right here, this to me is a breakaway gap, meaning whenever breakaway gaps happen, kind of like, not this one, or these two right here, maybe these two right here, price trades into it, or this one actually, price trades into it, draws into it, and then draws to the opposing low. So that's what I'm looking for today. I'm not sure if we do get it. I was looking for it on the 1 minute, but who knows? Maybe it might happen on the 5 minute now. So I will be mindful of that. I'm still within my loss parameters. So I may look to take a trade, or I may not. If I do, then it has to be with this types of setup, but with a more a better defined swing high, swing low. Um, but we'll see. But anyways, that's it for the day. See you tomorrow.